saying that it's not.
That's a curtain, I guess.
Yeah, sure, it's got physics.
We are back.
Hello.
Playing more games, coping.
Look at me runs. Ha.
Whoa, that was a cool kick.
Yeah, I know. Have you not noticed me doing that?
No.
Constantly?
Not really.
Every time I get up to an enemy, that's what I do.
No, it's a cool move. It's a very
yeah.
cool move. Okay, so I went to a games journalism kind of talk by one of my favorite games journalists called She's called Keza McDonald.
Meza McConnell.
Yeah. And it was her and someone else, and I feel bad now because I cannot remember her name, but
James Cameron.
She was another cool, very very cool games journalist. She just wrote a book about living with games developers and designers and stuff.
What do I feel like this guy in the back is going to come to life?
Because he probably is. He's very like the character model you've already fought already.
Here it's rumbling. Look at this shit.
Yeah, well, you bonked him on the head. You played
Love.
whack-a-mole with him.
Yeah.
Love? Well, he's reading a porn mag. Yeah, so it was very cool. She had just written a book about living with games developers and stuff. She had done like this cool world tour and stuff, and lived on like lots of different games developers' couches and stuff.
Yeah.
And she had also just worked on some of the story development for Dishonored 2, which I very, very, liked, because that's my series.
It is.
So, and Keza McDonald had just written a book about Dark Souls.
Yeah, You Died.
Called You Died. It's like...
it's the companion book to it, I think it's described as.
Yeah, I would really like to look at that, actually, because I bet you it'd be very useful.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it was a very cool talk. It was part of Glasgow Book Festival kind of thing. And so they opened up to like a Q&A near the end. And someone asked a really interesting question, which I would like to pose to you. And I thought it was very appropriate to the game we're playing. So this guy was like, do you think that video games will ever reach a point where they don't need violence as their like central kind of concept in a way?
Whoa.
Because like, I like to think that games have really evolved over the years, and they don't rely on violence as much as they might have done
Dude,
in the past. And yeah, do you think they'll ever reach a point where like they don't need violence, like as a majority?
No, I don't think so. And that I've already looked at this guy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily a criticism either. I think that a lot of the time video games are an outlet for feelings you have in like the real world that are definitely not appropriate to vent.
I'd agree.
Like a lot of aggression and things get out in video games that I would not in real life.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. There are non-violent video games which I love.
Yeah.
It's not necessary for a video game to have violence in, but there are certain games which like will not stop being developed that are violent video games by nature, like Call of Duty games and stuff. Even if that franchise eventually fails, there'll always be something else. Basically this... Haha.
Suplex!
He went suplexing me. Nah, mate. Yeah, there's just games that will not... Like, even if Call of Duty failed, another game would come to take over the mantle of Call of Duty. Like, nothing would change. It would just be a different developer, a different game series.
Shooters make up, like... I can't remember what the statistic is, but it makes up, like, about... I don't know, like, half of the games that come out nowadays.
Yeah.
But no, my piece on this is that, like, it's weird because towards the start of video games, like arcade stuff, they didn't really rely that heavily on violence. Then when the development, came through a bit and evolved.
Oh god.
Yeah, you're getting fucked, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies in this area.
Yeah, when it evolved a bit and they could do violence, that became a kind of niche in a way.
Ow.
But now in a way, also you're kind of seeing the art develop, and you're seeing more games that don't have violence as their central thing.
Yeah, but those are still heavily in the minority.
They are. No, I'd agree. Violence is definitely like the majority of most games. But what I would say is that the games I've played that don't rely on violence, a lot of the time they end up being a lot more powerful than
Pick that shit
the
up.
games with violence.
Yeah, but I'm not always looking for a powerful experience when I play a game. I fully like understand video games as an art form, and there are games that have had powerful effects. But at the same time, it's not what I'm looking for when I pick up a video game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not looking to be affected by it. I just look for a game that I want to play.
Well, yeah, it's escapism also, like you said. You might want to...
Bollocks.
You might want a world that might be a real thing for you. You know, like as you grow older, imagining things and playing games with yourself, like,
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like imagining things and playing, so to speak, becomes less socially acceptable. So the escapism into video games allows you to do stuff like that. But yeah, like as a whole, I think I'd agree with you. It won't evolve so that violence is a core concept. But I think I would like to see more games that don't rely on violence. Not that I have anything against games with violence, because I think we've talked about this before. We talked about it in Dishonored. There's nothing wrong with violence in video games. It doesn't inspire any violence in real life. So we think anyway.
Really?
But no, I just thought it was an interesting thought, because it kind of stopped the two game journalists there that were taking the question. Wow, he's gone.
Yeah.
It kind of stopped them in their tracks, and they had to think about it. But no, I think it would be cool to see, like, you know, you don't see many games that are either, well, yeah, the majority that are make up the games that come out nowadays are like either violent ones, like things that center on violence, I guess, like shooters and stuff. They don't like purposely center on violence, but like, you know, there's violence as their core thing.
No, it's just like, as a gameplay mechanic, it's effective because it gives the player something to do. Because
it's fun.
Yeah, just wandering around simulators, as I call like a lot of those indie games, I love them if I'm in the right mood for them. But you have to be in a really certain frame of mind sometimes to play stuff like that. And if you're not in the mood to just wander around and do nothing and read, then violence and combat are a very effective way of giving the player something to do in between cutscenes or whatever.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it is just walking around and looking at stuff, which definitely has its place. I'm just saying that it's not...
That's a curtain, I guess?
Yeah, sure, it's got physics. Yeah, it's just not as effective as keeping people occupied.
Whoa, that's a rad door, man. Look at it, it's all like multicolored, just tie-dye.
It's colourful. I like it. I'm gonna get killed by these guys.
But yeah, I just thought it was an appropriate question because of the game that we're playing.
Yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, I don't think video games will ever fully evolve past the point of having violence in them.
Yeah, I mean, people enjoy it too much now. It's a very, very, like, settled-in thing, you know?
Yeah, but I think it was a logical step for video games to take anyway. While you say, like, originally they weren't violent, particularly, it was a logical step, because there's only so far you can go with, like, platformers and stuff like that before even they'd, like... Even Mario had enemies to kill.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the focus, it's platforming, but... There wouldn't be anything else to do apart from jump from platform to platform, which has its place.
As well, like, part of, well, basically, the only way you can make a video game where you play as someone or play something is, like, you have to be able to die.
Yeah.
Like, or, like, really fail at something, I guess. But
there has to be a mechanic where you can fail.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, it's like Tetris. Like, Tetris, you played until you failed.
Yeah.
But that wasn't considered a death. But it's essentially the same thing. Like, if you're playing in a game like this, death is the way the rosary is reacting. Oh, I guess that's what that was
rosary. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you need to... Okay. Was that not...
Can you not? With the...
No, the rosary reacted and then...
Didn't do anything? What is it saying now?
The door is sealed by something sinister.
Have you got everything from this area?
Yeah, I mean, there was another area to go to. I don't know if I can come back here.
I like that jump. That's a cool. That's a cool little animation.
Yeah. Wait, was...
But,
nothing, I'd assume. Fine.
But yeah, no, tell us what you think in the comments down below. Do you think games will revert back to their roots somewhat, in that they won't rely so heavily on games that center not of their own meaning or, like, purpose, but, like... I'm sounding like fucking Agent Smith over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us what you think of what we've been talking about.
We are interested to know.
Yeah, because I'm very interested in that. I think it's a really cool kind of question. It's one of these things that, like, it was a Q&A floor, and, like, this guy asked this question, and everyone was like, ooh, and, like, turned their heads to the game journalists over there.
Dude, shout out to this. The middle finger, like, statue and the thing.
Classic.
Ow.
I really want the guy to put his hood up. He looked coolest in the very first cutscene when he had his hood up.
Do you like that shit? What does that do for you?
That was a cool volley kick.
I'm stealing everything. Oh, fuck.
Oh, there's two of them, no. They're like Cybermen.
Cybermen?
Yeah, you know
What?
from Dragon Ball Z, the little things that the Saiya, the
Oh
Saiyans
yeah, those
bring?
guys.
Little Cybermen. Whoa!
Fucked.
Yeah, you really did mess that guy up. They're, yeah. They seem very annoying to fight.
They are. They
Yeah.
look so wiggly.
I've worked out during the course of the episode that, and I
Mhm.
hope it's not like making too much noise,
Yeah.
that I can like lean back at my chair and like lean my microphone towards my face, so I don't have
How
to
would it-
sit up all the time.
How on earth would that make too much noise?
I don't know, because
You
I'm like,
moved away from the mic.
well, no, it's just I have to hold the microphone, so I hope it's not like.
Well, from what I heard when I like kept banging my mic by accident,
Mm.
it doesn't come across too badly.
That's good.
Ah, fuck.
Coping with microphones.
These guys are gonna kill me again. I know it.
Should they kill you next episode?
I mean,
Are we
if you
gonna?
want,
Are we gonna do? How many more of these are we gonna do?
probably like one more. I want to see what's through that doorway, but I have to kill everyone in this room. It is, I assume.
It's true. All right. Well, tune in next time to see the finale of God Hand.
Probably.
Probably. Unless we find a really cool thing on the other side of the door and we go
Yeah.
for like another couple episodes. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.